So let's have a look at this cool tapping sequence. It's pretty simple, and it's a good exercise for muting the strings across the neck here and not having all those sounds come out when you try to tap the strings. It is the fastest way of learning how to play fast. And also it looks impressive, right? So let's get started. We have the pentatonic scale here. First position in the 12th fret. So I got my 12th and 15th fret on the low E string. Then I got the 12th and 14th on the A, 12 and 14 on the D, 12 and 14 on the G, right? And then I have the 12th and the 15th on the two top strings. I placed my first finger in the 12th fret on the high E string, right? So you have it there. And then I tap with my third finger because it's stronger than my fourth. So I tap the note in the 15th fret on the high E string. That's the first note of the lick. Then I tap with my right hand index finger in the 17th fret, two frets higher. So it sounds like this. Then I pull off all the notes again. So pull off down to 15th and pull off down to 12th. All right? And then I simply just tap the note again in the 17th fret and do a pull off. So I go, right? That's it. Then I go to the next string, the B string, and I tap it in the 15th fret again, like the E string, with my third finger. Then I tap it in this, I'm just repeating myself now, it's just on a different string. So tap in the 15th fret with your third finger. I now tap with my first finger, right hand index finger, and then I pull off down to the 15th and down to the 12th. So, sorry, a little bit too much muting there. All right, pull off down to 12th. And then I simply tap in the 17th fret and pull off again down to the 12th fret. So what I got now is a cool little loop I can play. So I can go. Alright, on the first string. Then I do the exact same on the B string. Then I can return back to the E string again. All right. And if I just kick in a little bit more distortion, I can go. All right. So really effective here. So I simply continue all the way down. I'm basically combining the first pentatonic, minor pentatonic shape with the second position minor pentatonic shape, right? So if I got those notes down, it's pretty simple to continue. Now, the next notes on the next string, which is the G string, is in the 12th, the 14th, and the 16th fret. So 2 frets apart every note. I start by tapping the note in the 14th fret, hammering on to the 16th fret and pulling off again. Hammering on with my tapping finger here. All right. Then I pull off down to 12. All right, so I go again. And then I tap the note in the 16th fret on the G string with my right hand index finger and pull off down to the 12th again. All right, so. All right. I do the exact same thing on the G string, except I'm tapping in the 17th fret instead, just right where the dot is. All right. Right? Then I go to the A string, and this is the exact same frets again. So I have the 14th and 12th and the 17th fret, sorry, up here. Do the same thing again, but in different frets on the low E string. I got the 12th, I got the 15th, and I got the 17th. Right? The lower string seems a little bit different to tap because they're fatter, rounder, so they're actually easier to tap, and that makes it harder for some reason. If you have a different experience than, you know, having the lower strings be harder than the top, then please put a comment in the comment section. I would like to know what you experience. So that's basically what we have here. So I got my. I can also take it the other way. I can just go up again. Right? right? So I can take it in both directions. I can also stay on 2 strings, as you saw, at any point in the lick. I can also move my first finger the second time around. This is a little bit harder, but I can move my first finger from the top note to the not so top note, right? So I can go, right? Which emulates this, right? That sequence where you, right? So I'm tapping in the 17th fret first. The second time around, when I tap the string the next time, I tap where the 3rd finger was, right? So I go, right? The next string, the next string. So I simply just go down 1 note every other time. Pick the, or tap the highest note. So I do the exact same thing as before, but only I go down 1 note the second time I tap each string. And the easiest way to practice this is to first stay on 1 string. Learn the sequence on 1 string first. Right? Just keep on looping it incessantly until it's easy and until you can get the notes right at a high level of tempo. Then the next thing you do is that you take 2 strings and loop those. So you go, right? Once you can do that at a high tempo, you can do 3 strings and so on. If you do all 6 strings at once, it's not going to take you, 6 times as long as doing 1 string at a time. It's going to take you 100 times longer than if you focus on the core skill, which is playing that sequence on 1 string, and then the next skill, playing that 1 sequence and going from string to string, which is the next challenge, right? Take 1 challenge at a time. It's going to be real easy. If you don't, it's going to be real hard, and the chances are you will give up halfway. So that is the concept. Have fun doing it. And then in the next video, we'll look at how do you go from tapping to picking to legato, back and forth between these techniques. So see you in that one.